What's up, guys? It's finally manga time once again. I'm here today to bring you my live reaction and review of Bleach 617, which I'm really hoping will feature the return of Aizen. Because last week we kind of got teased as to his return, but it technically didn't happen. And there might have been some overreaction, but yeah, I'm really hoping this week he comes back. So let's go on to the website. Okay, the chapter title is Return of a God. The Return of the God. Yes. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a very good sign. There's supposed to be a colour page this week. Oh, it's Aizen. I was very much expecting the colour page to be Ukitake doing the Kamikake. But no, it's Aizen. And in typical Kubo fashion, it's mostly black. Black's a colour. Black's technically the absence of colour, Kubo, but it's pretty cool, actually, though. We actually get to see how Aizen is in prison. That's awesome. It doesn't look very friendly, either. So, okay, so Muken is completely black, and there's 3 big stone pillars, and Aizen's basically been strapped to them. Maybe there's a possible Christian reference here, because there's been a lot of, obviously, that before with Aizen. But it would appear they've strapped him pretty high up as well. He's got restraints just going all the way down the place. Big, thick wrapping. I don't know why he has this little shoulder cloak on. He he was probably like, before they wrapped him up, he was probably like, I do have a tendency to be somewhat fashionable, so can you please put a cloak on me? And they appear to have embedded several nasty-looking bars into him. But yeah, he's not looking great since the last time we saw him in 423. But you do the crime, you do the time. But wow. Okay, that was cool. I wasn't expecting that. That better not be all we get, because we're apparently going back to Ukitake. Kubo, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Okay, so Ukitake is screaming his head off. Man. Whoa! Holy shit! Okay, there's black stuff coming out of basically every orifice. Everyone's looking pretty upset. This is not a nice thing for Rukia to have to go through. I mean, Rukia has been through some shit in the past. And now she has to go through it again, so that's really unfair, actually. Okay, that's bad. That's bad. So, it would appear the Kamikake, or Mimihage, the right hand of the Soul King, is now leaving Ukitake's body. And Ukitake's looking uber skinny. He's like looking up to the sky and it's just leaving him. And the way he's looking skinny makes me feel like Mimihage was like the main substance in his body. It's not looking good. I tell you what, if this is how Ukitake goes out, that's pretty harsh, because Ukitake is like the nicest dude in the Soul Society, and this looks like a painful way to go. He's just like kneeling on the floor, his body it looks like almost an empty shell, which is pretty dark, actually. But anyway, this hand is like rising upwards, and it looks so much like the villain from Full Metal Alchemist, which is Father. It just reminds me of that so much. But anyway, what the hell's going on? Man, that's really dark. Like, we're back with the Gote group, and they're all kind of standing there, and Ukitake has literally just been enveloped by this thing. The shaking stopped. Really? Well, I suppose we kind of expected that anyway, that they were going to be able to save the Soul Society at the last second. I love how Yhwach is still just standing in the middle of these wires. How long have they been there? What is the meaning of this? What is that? Everyone's looking crazy again. Okay, so Mimi, the hand has grabbed the top half of the Soul King. Maybe it's meant to be like a literal like stabilization. Like it's supposed to be like a very literal way of stabilizing the world by just grabbing the Soul King. Not really sure why. The hand opens up and it reveals the eye. Yes! Called it. Yhwach says the one thing that escapes these eyes of mine is the Soul King. I knew it. Because Yhwach's got three irises and the Soul King has 4. To me, that means the Soul King has always been able to see maybe one step ahead of Yhwach. It's possible here that that's not the case, and that the Soul King is just unaffected by Yhwach's precognition, but I think the Soul King sees ahead. So that's interesting. And the Soul King is still alive, which is cool, because Urahara is now raging the fuck out, and he's like, the Soul King himself, it's you. So this is cool. I hope the Soul King actually does something. Why? Why is the Soul King's right hand getting in my way? Well, maybe because you're trying to kill him. Okay, that's interesting. Starting to feel sentimental towards the Soul Society you've protected all this time. Implying the Soul King wasn't always sentimental towards the Soul Society. It is possible that the Soul King does feel, because I discussed this in my Aizen video, which you can check out. It is possible that the Soul King does feel maybe some resentment towards the Soul Society because his position doesn't look like the happiest. But yeah, it appears now the Soul King is just the hand. But I imagine the hand will disappear at some point and the Soul King will possibly return to normal. It's hard to say. Anyway, we see a view from the ground up, and we actually, maybe that's the Shakon Maku that's split up. It's either going to be the Shakon Maku or it's going to be the like a visual representation of the barriers to the Soul Palace. More likely to be the Shakon Maku, I think. Jesus, Ukitake is looking rough. He's just kind of like that. He's basically, I think he's still alive. But that's not a very nice way for him to go out. So I hope he doesn't die here. And everyone's having to watch it. That's pretty dark. Kione Katetsu's not even looking. That's rough. Oh great, what the hell does Soifon want? I didn't think Ukitake would completely become the Soul King's substitute, but this stability will only last as long as Ukitake is still alive. Okay, well at least I can give it to Soifon that she's asking the hard questions. Sentorou's not very happy. Basically, she's saying he's about to die, which I think we all kind of guessed. Funnily enough, Urahara doesn't know if Ukitake is about to die or if he's going to survive for a long time. Okay, so basically, Urahara is now taking control of the situation, and he's saying, we have to get into the palace before Ukitake dies, essentially, because then everything will crumble, and we won't be able to get there. So they're going to keep trying to make their gateway with the, Kukaku orb things. Where the fuck is Aizen? We're like 10 pages into this thing. Oh, okay. Shunsui, I spoke too soon. Okay, standing in front of what appears to be a bunch of wires or strings. No response. Are you against using conversations using your Reiatsu as well? Okay, that's funky. Somebody even with your power can't overcome this. Now that's interesting. Because the last time we saw Aizen, he'd lost all of his power. Although we did theorise that he was getting it back when he seemed to mess with Yhwach's perception. Shunsui has a bunch of keys. These are the keys to your seal. I've been allowed to use up to 3 of them. Oh, there's a lot of keys. Oh, okay, so these things around Shunsui must be the keyholes. Yeah, okay. So let's start with the mouth. So he's not planning on letting him out. Interesting. Or at least not yet. Why the hell are we going back to Urahara? Oh, the gate's breaking. Oh, at least some bad stuff's happening. The door's breaking. According to Nanao, there's not enough Reiatsu. Okay. Oh, okay, because Ukitake is not there anymore. Apparently Ukitake had ridiculous Reiatsu. That's neat. That kind of makes sense, I suppose. But apparently they're not. Oh, the Vizards are back. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Nanao and Lisa finally back together in a panel after 100 years. They're actually going to talk to each other. What do you mean by at this rate? There's no way we're going to let things go at this rate. Yadomaru-san. Oh, I like that. That's cool. That's cool. It's about time they finally speak to each other again, that Kubo actually acknowledges they did have some kind of relationship in the past. I think we're going to start getting a lot of this now. It's almost guaranteed that when they go to the Royal Realm, Hiyori's going to see Hikifune in some form or another. But it's cool seeing them in Shihakusho again. That's actually kind of surreal. So yeah, Hiyori's raging as usual. No one likes Hiyori. Oh, Miyuri showed up. What the hell have they done to Toshiro and... Who cares? Nemu's not wearing her funky light suit anymore. Wait, I'm sure she was wearing that the last time we saw her, but I don't remember. Maybe not, actually. Maybe she hasn't been wearing the funky light suit for ages. Who cares? Miyuri's still got his on. Oh, okay. This is cool. Like I was just saying that we're going to have some of these meetings again, and Urahara and Miyuri are meeting again. Although obviously they've met before in this fight, so it doesn't really matter. But, okay. If you needed a large amount of Reiatsu, why didn't you just use my Reiatsu amplifier? Oh, for God's sake. Like, this is really annoying because Kubo basically uses the scientists in this story as massive plot devices to get them out of any shit. If Urahara can't solve the problem for once, Miyuri's just going to do it, so whatever. Just use my Reiatsu amplifier. Why would he even have that? Why would he even need a Reiatsu amplifier? You should have told us that you had it then. Yeah, well, Miyuri's not exactly the most cooperative person, but it seems they finally created this gate. That's nice. Okay, we're back to Aizen. This is what I want to see. We've got 2 pages left of the bloody chapter, Kubo. Fuck. Oh well. Alright, now you won't need your Reiatsu to answer me. Okay, so that's kind of cool. You can apparently talk to people using Reiatsu, but now Shunsui's taken the mouthpiece off of Aizen, so he doesn't have to use it. Usually it'd take a long time for someone who's had their mouth sealed for 2 years to talk, but that isn't the case for you, because Aizen's so bloody talkative. Oh, he's speaking! Yeah. Where is... Are we going to see him? End of chapter. No. Don't do this to me. No way. There's another page. There's another page. I've only unlocked the seal on his mouth. Oh, there's a foot. How did he manage to take off the rest? Oh, there he is! What's wrong? You've still got 2 keys, haven't you? Whoa! He's already out and he's already trolling the fucking Shinigami. What a badass. Look at his face. Oh man, he's such a dick. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I think that's the end of the chapter. Yeah, that's the end of the chapter. Okay, Kubo, you were worrying me for a little bit there, but we did get to see him. So that's cool with me. But what's actually going on in this lot? Shunsui says he's unlocked the seal on his mouth, and the quality of this image is not great, but it appears that Aizen is actually walking out of the darkness and appearing in front of Shunsui. That's super badass. This really makes me want to see it animated, because I'd love to see Aizen just kind of emerging from the shadows and being like, hello, because that's just badass, but... Wow, awesome. Okay, so let's start with how the hell is Aizen actually managing to get these restraints off, because as we see in the colour page, which now that I think about it is the entire reason for that colour page, that colour page shows us just how badly he's restrained literally everywhere, across his arms, across his... basically his lower half of his body, so that you would imagine that he literally cannot move at all. He's like stuck there. But apparently he's now walking towards Shunsui. So there's possibly 2 reasons. Shunsui unlocked the seal on Aizen's mouth, and somehow, I don't know how, Aizen was able to unlock everything just through brute strength. Now it's possible that Aizen's been able to do this since forever, and he's only just decided to do it now. That's one possible reason. Another possible reason, however, is that the Kyoka Suigetsu is coming back, and what he's done is he's tricked Shunsui and made him think he was doing the mouthpiece, but he was actually unlocking the rest of the restraints. That's what I think's possibly happening. Aizen's first line is, "What's wrong? You've still got 2 keys, haven't you?" I'm not entirely sure what he means by that. What's the point in that? Like, it's possible he's implying, why don't you just get rid of the rest of these bindings? Because Aizen's still got the one over his face and everything like that. And he actually seems to still be wearing his prisoner outfit. He's just not bound to the stone anymore. I think that's happening. But anyway, that's fucking badass, Kubo. I'm really glad we finally got to see him again. In case you can't tell. He looks awesome. Kubo hasn't lost his touch for drawing Aizen. The evil shadows are back. They're on he's looking proper sinister and everything. And it's nice to see he is no longer a raving lunatic. We kind of knew that anyway, from when he got put in prison. He'd calmed down a bit since he got defeated, but he's now, back to looking like a complete badass. So what's going to happen? That's the question. If you watch my Aizen video, you'll see I talked about his possible motives for whatever he's going to do and his future role. But right now, it appears that Shunsui never had any intention of releasing Aizen, at least not straight away. So I'd say Shunsui's in pretty big trouble, except Aizen... he's probably not going to attack Shunsui. Shunsui's a badass. Shunsui's probably one of the only people who might actually be able to stand up to Aizen in the current predicament. So I'm hoping that they will still have some kind of discussion. I certainly wasn't expecting Aizen to just come walking out of the darkness. But that's cool, man. I'm happy about that. It's possible that Shunsui's going to be like, look, Aizen, look, you don't like me, and I don't really like you, but look, we need to get a move on. And they're going to rush, and they'd be so great. I tell you what, it'd be so great if just before everyone leaves, Shinsui's like, hold up, and then he shows it with Aizen, and you get like Urahara going, what the fuck? And Shinji's like, what the fuck? And it basically, and Hiyori's like, what the fuck? And everyone's just, that would be so great. I'd love to see that, Kubo. Make it happen. At the end of the day, though, it's just great and ironic that Aizen's probably going to end up in the Royal Palace. But I stick by what I said in my Aizen video that I think this is a death sentence for him. So, the chapter overall, guys, what did I think about it? Well, in case you can't tell from that reaction, I was extremely happy to see Aizen again, but it does feel like a bit of a tease that he literally only appeared at the end and the very beginning. The colour page was nice, but in typical Kubo fashion, it wasn't very colourful. And it's a little bit annoying when he does that. I can kind of forgive him, though, because I have wanted to see Aizen, how he was trapped forever. I have wanted to see that, and it was really quite creative, actually. I liked it, that he was bound to these stone tablets, basically. Impossible for him to get out, or at least so we thought, anyway. Yeah, but so that was kind of cool. I'm always extremely happy to see Aizen. I'm going to give the chapter a 10, partially because of my fanboy bias towards Aizen, and we actually get to see him again after 5 years. 5 years, people. But also because it was very nice to see Yhwach flipping the fuck out. It was nice to get a confirmed weakness on Yhwach's abilities, which was the fact that he can't foresee the Soul King's actions, which I called. And it was nice to see, Ukitake's Kamikake doing something. It was very cool to get the return of the Vizards again, because they went to get changed. Getting some Lisa and Nanao interaction, hopefully we'll get a bit more of that. Hopefully Shunsui comes back. Although we've already had Shunsui, Lisa, and Fake Karakura, so Lisa and Nanao is cool. Urahara and Miuri returning. Being a bit of a plot device, that's not great. But honestly, I can forgive any transgressions with Aizen coming back. I'm just so super happy to see Aizen again. Question is, where does the story go from now? Yhwach's already addressing the Soul King as if he's alive again. So the Soul King is definitely coming back. Like, I'm throwing it out there. The Soul King is going to return. Possibly his limbs are going to come back to him and he's going to form and become a complete being again. But, yeah, no, I'm super psyched. So, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this chapter? Are you happy to see Aizen again? How do you think he managed to get out of all his restraints and basically just walk up to Shunsui? I think Kyokusui Getsu is a pretty good guess. I know some of you are going to say to me that Kyokusui Getsu vanished in his battle with Ichigo, but, he somehow messed with Yhwach's time perception in 511 or whenever it was, and now he's somehow done this. And I think Kyokusui Getsu makes more sense than just breaking out of them himself. So, yeah, let me know, guys, in the comments below what you think of this week's chapter. Did you like it? Give me a thumbs up on the video, that'd be super great, and a subscribe, that'd be awesome. And check out my Aizen video if you want to know more about my thoughts on the character. But until next time, guys, when hopefully we actually get a whole chapter dedicated to Aizen. That's what I'm waiting for. Give me Shunsui and Aizen talking for a whole chapter, and I'll be happy. Well, I'm already happy, but, really happy. If there's a way to give me an 11 out of 10 for a chapter, that would be it. But anyway, guys, I'll catch you next time. See ya.